You've reached Call in Mockery.
Hey, this is Colin Mockery.
Hey everyone, this is Colin Mockery.
And this is our big 50th episode.
50.
Cheeseburger.
It's episode 50, and everyone's coming to town to visit.
Yep, everyone's gonna show up in the show, so don't be too be excited. Just don't be too shocked if our friends like
Rick and Bubba.
show up, or if Landon sings his famous song.
I wish porn was good for your brain.
A lot of hits are coming down the pipeline, but of course, number 6 on our list of the most dangerous things that happened while filming The Wizard of Oz is a sprinkle of dust. The Tin Man's makeup was silver and contained aluminum powder. One actor, Buddy Ebsen, better known as Jed Clampett, of course, he was allergic. He had to spend weeks in the hospital, barely able to breathe, and he had muscle contractions and more time away from the studio than they even thought was going to be needed to recover. So they gave the job to Jack Haley.
No.
In what would be an extremely illegal practice today.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's get it. No. Okay, so number 5, stiff as a board.
Whoa.
Sounds like what?
Plunk.
Yeah, the Tin Man's costume was so stiff.
How stiff was
It
it?
was so stiff that the only way Jack Haley got a rest was by using a leaning board.
Okay, I don't get it. Rodney Dangerfield, your jokes don't work for me anymore.
Number 4, burning up. The Cowardly Lion, which was made from a real lion hide, was dangerously hot. And the actor inside, which was, of course,
Scripps. Oh, Buttersworth.
yep, Bert Lahr, he got really hot. Plus it weighed a ton.
Have weighed a ton. No, that's right.
Just imagine that under the hot lights of the studio.
You don't get that because English is your second language, but that's actually correct.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me just have weighed. Plus it have weighed a ton. Yeah, that makes sense then. 3, actual burns.
No,
Mr. Bert. Actual burns. Sounds like freaking Elon Musk in 30 years. Margaret Hamilton played the Wicked Witch and was severely burned, and her stunt double was also injured in another on-set accident when a trap door failed to remove her from a scene where a live pyrotechnic device shrouds her in a mist of sparks and smokes. She had to take work off for 2 months because of her injuries.
Yeah, sorry, I can't come to work.
It was a sabbatical that was nearly unheard of.
Gonna have to do sabbatical. It's
Not really,
unheard of.
not really a sabbatical.
not really. If you're recovering, sabbatical is to rest. Is it not?
Let's get to the first. With our first 2, we need to crack our liquid deaths.
Yep.
What'd you get?
The old throat's needing a little coat of unbelievable.
Yeah, I got convicted melon this time.
You did this time.
Number 2,
Number 2.
Steady Studio Seconal.
What?
Judy Garland was given a steady stream of adrenaline shots to pep her up.
Oh yeah.
And then Seconal to help her sleep at night. So it was like,
Boom, ding, dong, ding, dong,
action,
ding,
action,
dong,
action.
ding.
Cut.
I'd like...
all while being rigorously monitored that she didn't gain any weight. She would eat coffee and chicken soup with cigarettes.
She ate coffee?
With chicken soup and with cigarettes. What's so hard to make this? Garland was mercilessly corseted in order to make her look more childlike in her costume. It's like putting
Pudding? That sounds pretty good. Not on, but she can on her diet.
And number 1, that poppies won't kill you, but the snow just might. And just in case drugs, anorexia, fire, heat, and toxic makeup weren't enough, then consider this. The snow in the poppy scene was pure asbestos crystalline fibers. The Scarecrow's costume was also made of carcinogenic material, and as was the broom of the Wicked Witch. I know we're getting into spooky season. I didn't mean to hit you guys so
I know,
hard
that's
at the top.
scary.
Despite the fact that health concerns about the use of asbestos had been raised as early as the 1890s, it was not restricted for general use until the 1970s. Waka, 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 waka. We really had no idea that this iconic film was such a death trap for the actors. That, of course, comes to us from dustyoldthing.com.
I've heard of toxic masculinity, but toxic makeup?
Yeah.
That's crazy. I once played Dracula in a production, a 5th grade production of, I can't remember what it was, but I remember the play was like a young high school couple gets stuck in Transylvania. And
should I get some music for this?
my friend, no, it's really not anything. My friend played the guy, the main character, who was like the guy, he was like a John Travolta in Grease type character, like, hey, come on, don't touch my lady like that. You know, he's kind of a tough guy. And then someone else played the girl, and then I played Dracula, and someone played Dracula's Mrs. Dracula. And I remember there being a lot of, like, I didn't quite know, but I knew kind of intrinsically that there was a lot of sexual innuendo for a 5th grade play. And it was very dense with dialogue, which is something you don't want for 5th graders. I remember I was great in it. And I remember I didn't do the Dracula voice.
I was going to ask.
Because, well, I did a voice, but not the typical Dracula voice. And I remember the teacher, it was the art teacher who put it on. And she was like, would maybe you want to try like a typical Dracula voice? And I remember refusing. I said,
why?
My Dracula's not a typical Dracula. Even back then I had standards.
So what did you do?
I don't remember, but I remember that conversation happening. So
you were going to be like, Mrs. Dracula, the things going on then there is something you don't want to see.
I think I was doing more of like a, now listen, you do not come to me home and try to touch me, wife. Or something like that. I was doing a little more of a, I wasn't quite doing Boris Karloff, but I was doing more of a Vincent Price, if that makes sense to you webheads out there who love cobwebs. Webheads, a lot of people call webhead Spider-Man webhead.
Yeah.
I call a webhead someone who likes cobwebs, someone who likes Halloween, which is weird. It's right around the corner, isn't it?
Oh my goodness. And the worst place to get a web is right on your head. You walk out the screen door and it's just cobweb to the dome.
Every time, too.
And it's like picking it out. It's like on your eyelashes. And you're like trying not to breathe it in, but you're like,
Yeah. You can kind of feel it on your lips.
yeah. So then you have to go up to the closest like hottie and you're like, could you kiss me, please?
Could you please kiss my lips?
I'd like to beep your beep. What? Suck your blood.
I wonder if I have a videotape of that performance. Probably not.
We'd love to see that, and I hope you said Dracula's famous catchphrase, blah. Okay.
I think I did say that. But it was a lot of like, there were jokes about Transylvania, which I didn't get, and no one really did.
Because it's not, I know people in Transylvania are going to be mad when I say this. It's not really a place.
Right. It's made up.
So when you did this, was it made, you said it was kind of, there's maybe some jokes.
It was like a play for middle or high schoolers, I think.
Okay.
At-
So
at
still for
least.
children.
I think so.
What was
but
it called?
I have no idea. I don't remember. It was a rough time in my life. I was 12 or 11 or something. No, I was probably 10, I think, right? Let's see. 92. I was probably 9 or 10. And to think now, we just, not to reveal anything too much, but it took everything I had in me to memorize like 3 pages of dialogue this weekend for something we were shooting. And to think back when I was a 9-year-old, I could remember all of Dracula's lines for like a 2-hour play. I also remember it being long. I'm sure it wasn't actually 2 hours, but I remember it being longer than any child production. Because even then, as a kid, do you remember being aware that you were a kid? And like, adults don't want to see this.
Yeah.
Like, no one wants to sit through this. I feel like I felt like that.
Yeah, but I think you still feel like that now.
Well, yeah.
About things you're still doing.
Of course.
Well, no one wants to sit through this.
Yeah.
That's kind of like, then you would learn the dialogue. You had something to sort of lose in terms of your teacher being like, you should have learned this. With what you did with these 3 pages, it was sort of like, I'm only letting myself down, something I've already done. Mm-hmm. No one really wants to see this.
True.
So I think I can kind of make my way through it.
Yep, that's true.
So you had to learn like 9 pages of dialogue for a 2-hour play. Yeah, that checks out.
No, I was 9. I had to learn 90 pages of dialogue.
You were 9 and had to learn 90 pages of dialogue.
Well, you said I don't know how many pages.
That's like a book, my brother. That's a full-length movie.
I know.
And you probably came in halfway though, right? For the first half of the play, are you just hanging out backstage?
I think it was kind of their car breaks down and they come up to a big castle in Transylvania.
And he's there right away.
Well, they knock on the door and you don't know that it's Dracula yet.
Right.
But the audience knows, but they don't know.
They don't know, but you answer there and you go, bleh. So people are like, that's Dracula. Also, the play's called Dracula.
The play's
Castle.
called Dracula's Castle in Transylvania, the play. I'm just glad it wasn't a musical because I can't carry a tune I could carry a tune as much as a little tiny mouse could carry a turd on its butt if it ate some string.
That's great. We should write a Dracula musical, right?
Sure.
We should do that. That'd be fun.
Okay.
I think that's one of those things people like on TikTok.
Yeah, let's start right now.
Okay. Well, if you come to my castle. Oh, what rhymes with castle? You know what, Sondheim? You're all right. I didn't give you the respect that you deserve. But now that I try to
rhyme
make a musical and rhyme castle, ooh, I got one.
I one lit up right
Yeah.
away.
But
But you can't do that for kids. No.
And the first line in your musical is like, bleh, welcome to my castle. I don't even want to say it, the rhyme.
Bend over and show me your hassle. The hassle that it took for you to climb up here, all of those stairs.
That's your little familiar off to the side who sings everything you sing.
Yeah.
And that's sort of one of those beats in the story that people love. They're like, oh, who's going to be playing the familiar?
Yeah.
That does the little side stuff. He's a little higher octave.
Yeah.
You know, your hassle.
But then one time he does like,
Yeah.
for one of those funny songs. Mm-hmm. And they're like,
You
they
and I.
They can't believe how low his voice goes. Is anyone following? No?
Huh?
Good. We were accused of going to, specifically you were accused of going to coffee shops recently to mine content for the show.
Yeah.
I just want to say that we both went to 2 coffee shops today.
Yeah.
Nothing in particular stuck out to me. I don't know if I wanted to give you the floor now and see if anything stuck out.
There was a girl sitting behind the counter at the first place at like an island all her own, which
Yeah.
I've never seen in a coffee shop before.
No, it was cool.
She had her headphones in, so she was gone as far as I'm concerned.
And can we go? I'll go back to that in a second, but
Okay.
go ahead.
And she's just rolling balls of something
Yeah.
and putting them on the table and just filling the table with these balls of,
Well, dough.
well, I assume will become cookies. They kind of look like maybe they could be cake pops. But I don't think so. I don't think that's how you make them.
No, I think those were
I
cookies.
think it's cookies, and then she's probably going to do the hack where once the cookies come out and they're not round, you put a glass over them and kind of shake it around.
Yeah,
and
cookie
it evens
hack.
all the sides out. Evens all
all
well, it does even all the sizes out.
That's true. They're all the
So-
shape of a cup.
Yeah. So I watched that, but these aren't my usual haunts. So of course I wasn't
Yeah.
mining the gold there. It was just sort of I don't know, sort of a non-starter. I really wished I would have found something at these places, but maybe I was trying too hard because we went to 2.
We went
So
to
we're
2.
like nothing at this place.
Yeah.
So we sucked our coffee down like it's, and then
like his blood and Dracula, and we were Draculas.
oh my gosh, I bet there's a Dracula that's like he waits for someone to drink their coffee in the morning because he's like, don't talk to me until I've had my coffee blood.
There probably is like a stand-up Dracula. Maybe this could be a part of the musical where like, I know that I'm terrifying to you, but my real passion is doing stand-up comedy.
The whole thing's a song, like it's Les Mis.
Yeah, just like in Les Mis.
No, not
Oh wait, what? and then we see his stand up, and it's like, don't talk to me until I've drunk my,
yeah.
until you've had your coffee, and then I'll have you.
And then you can talk to me. Just kidding. You won't be able to. But at least I'll be able to talk like a regular human. You hate when you wake up in the dead of night and you need your coffee.
He's like, notice my hair, the perfect widow's peak. It is slicked back perfectly. He's like, have you ever noticed how well you sleep at night? You can tell by how crazy your hair is in the morning.
Yeah.
Just a funny observation.
And then the invisible man comes up, right?
Uh-huh.
And he's like, very funny. He loves to talk about sleeping. You know who can't get no sleep around here? Me. You know why? My eyelids are invisible. The light is always streaming in them. And then he takes the wrapping off of his body, and you see that it's Dracula.
Yeah.
He's like, I got you. And people are polite.
Yeah, they
they're
clap,
like,
yeah.
we knew it was you.
Well, the point of the musical is he's not very good at stand-up.
Yeah.
That's his true passion, but he's not very good at it, so he must kill
But
instead.
that's like the
it's
sad
like
song.
Sweeney Todd.
Yeah.
His passion is killing, but he also has to do haircuts.
But he makes, instead of meat pies, he makes blood sausages. East blood.
East blood?
East blood. You know, Sweeney Todd, it's piss.
Yeah.
This is East blood.
Blood with ink.
I hope we're not scaring people too much.
Yeah,
Sometimes people listen to the show to go to sleep.
Yeah. Because it's usually pretty chill, and we're
I
not...
don't want them to have like a night, like they're sitting in bed and they're going to have like one of those like, they sit up because like, I just feel like I wasn't breathing.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, because I got this freaking podcast in my ear holes.
Scaring the HE double hockey sticks out of me.
Did someone say HE double hockey sticks? It's me, Will.
What's the guy's last name? Who's the guy from HE Double Hockey Sticks? You remember the movie HE Double Hockey Sticks?
That's why I said it.
Isn't his name Will?
I don't know.
Margot.
So that's good. It's just every time I walk downstairs and try to look at the mirror, I see nothing but nothing. I can't see myself. But my wife tells me my hair looks best in the morning. She also is a liar. They love that stuff.
Yeah.
So we can go with this if we want to, or Let's see. Oh, the coffee shop though. I've noticed this more and more and more and more, where you will go, and even a cashier, if you're actually talking to a person, they will have one earbud in. Mm-hmm. They're not even listening to. What are they listening to in that earbud? Is it music? Is it a podcast?
This is what I have this with a guy that I get coffee from pretty regularly. It'll either be one or just both.
Yeah.
And my thing is, there's music playing in the cafe. There's people talking.
Yeah.
That seems like too much stimulus for me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to try to drown out the coffee shop music with my own music, or listen to a podcast while also trying to like follow instructions.
Right.
Or then you have to be constantly like pausing it.
Right.
You're like, "Oh, what's up?" Then starting it again and your hands have coffee all over them. And
Yeah,
your
it's just
head-
seems crazy.
I'm just like, just take them out for a sec. Just work. I'm not trying to be old.
No, but
But then when they're like, what was that? Then I'm like, just listen to me. Mocha latte kappa frappo with no extra java, you know? I mean, these coffee places today. Yeah, can I get a cold foam, no foam latte with extra dairy, no whip, fake dairy oat milk that's got your name written in it, and then on top of that, they put a little cinnamon. Oh, and also it's got this stuff in there that's like maca and matcha, and then there's chai. Anyone else here? Anyone else like chai? This is like the wolf man that comes on after.
yeah.
Yeah. He's kind of...
Ladies and gentlemen,
He's a...
one of my best friends. He's one of the funniest men. Well, wolf men I know. Give it up for Wolfman.
You ever had chai?
Yeah.
No, you haven't? Sir, sit down. Hey,
Immediately starts.
Yeah.
what's your job? What do you do, sweetheart? Not me. Yet. Arroo! Sorry, I'm kind of a dog. Anyone ever heard Bark of the Moon? It's about me.
Okay, so it's the coffee shops today were
They were boring.
boring.
There was no fun to be had.
There was one person in the second one that was just reading I think it was a Franz Kafka book and like taking vigorous notes in
Yes.
it. I was like, come on.
I see you sitting in the window. You want someone to walk by.
I get it.
I just couldn't help but notice you reading Kafka.
I love Kafka's The Trial.
In fact,
the
this-
only one anyone knows.
This whole situation is actually kind of Kafka-esque, and they also don't know. So like, yeah, it is.
It's like
The Trial.
The Trial. I turn into a bug. All right, hold on. I have to take a quick break. Hello?
Oh my
All right, so you just heard our someone wishing us a very happy 50th episode.
Yeah. I'm glad we got that clip to work.
Yep. And we do have one other, unless you wanted to go on.
I've literally had nothing to say all episode.
We have a special, one of our best, what do you call them? Listeners, fans,
Yeah.
one of our dearly thought of fans.
Yes.
I can't even think straight right now because I'm so excited to show you what's in this package. They gave us a gift for our
Okay.
50th episode. Maybe next week we can have them call in and explain themselves a little bit more. But for now, they said, I want you to have this, and I think Joey will appreciate it too. Mm-hmm. So, Joey, go ahead and take a look at it.
Do you know what's in here?
Yeah.
Okay. Can I ask a question first?
Okay.
With like people that go to jail and they're like, they're not allowed to do this and do this. Why are they allowed conjugal visits? Why do you still get to do the best thing? Like, well, you can't just like, you can't make money and you can't eat sweets.
Yeah,
but we
but-
will allow you to have, unlimited Randy time.
Yeah. Well, I think because
Wow.
Hold it up for everyone to see at home.
All right, so this is, of course, the original scale miniatures known as Micro Machines Space Edition. And by Space Edition, we mean Star Wars. Exclusive Admiral Akbar figure included.
That's right.
Zoom right in on this. Rebel Forces gift set. Authentic replicas from the Star Wars trilogy. Vehicles and figures. Of course, there's X-Wing Starfighter. There is Millennium Falcon, Snowspeeder, B-Wing Starfighter, Luke Skywalker, Han Solo, Princess Leia, and Admiral Akbar, who, as I've said, is only available in this set.
Notice how they spell princess.
Yep, they spelled it wrong.
Princess Leia.
One S. Princess Leia. One L's.
And look who's the manufacturer.
Galoob?
That's
Like-
just funny.
Like the guy that plays Monk?
Yeah, Tony Galoob.
Is this new or old?
This is old. This is-
1994.
Yeah, this is an original.
This is in pretty good shape.
Pretty good shape. They informed me that they did look it up and it wasn't worth much.
Okay.
So that's why they were comfortable giving it to us.
Well, I appreciate that. The figures do look, upon closer inspection, they look awful. Like Luke looks like Han Solo looks like Leia looks a little better because of the famous cinnamon bun hairdo.
Yeah.
But her hair looks like and then, of course...
Wait.
Oh, wait. No. So, oh, my gosh. Her face looks terrible.
Yeah.
And then Admiral Akbar is, of course, himself. So this is good. We also got 3 Micro Machines points. This is a pretty good insert post A into hole B. It's not what I've been told. Well, it is our anniversary.
Yeah.
So let me look at this price. Okay. I don't know if that's what they paid.
They didn't pay anything for it.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was $9.99 originally.
In 1994.
Yeah.
I'm going to look that up.
All right.
We're going to do a little inflation lookup. This is
But
great.
look at this. Special limited edition and even has a number. This is 6,123 of probably many thousands.
Yeah.
So it's not actually that.
At least 20,000.
Probably.
So we're going to go to the West Egg inflation calendar. I'm going to do another calculation because I did a calculation the other day to find out how much a dollar was in 1900.
How much?
$36.
Whoa. Really?
So, yeah.
Thanks, Joseph Robin Egg Biden. This was going on our shelf.
$10, 1994. We were, of course, but we squibs. $20, $21.40.
That checks out. Because now you go to the toy aisle and everything's $20. Even for like a little
This was as
swig.
of last year too, so I bet.
Whoa.
I bet we're up to 22, 23 bucks.
Something that would have been 10 back then is 20 now. Is that what you're saying? $9.99 then.
Here's what's confusing about this website. It says what cost $10 in 1992 would cost $21 in 2022. Also, if you were to buy exactly the same products in 2022 and 1992, they would cost you $10 and $4.86 respectively. So somehow, when you go the other way, it's like a little different. Like if you spent $10 today, it'd only be $4.86 back then. That's kind of.
I don't get
maybe
that.
that's kind of right.
Oh, sure. Yeah. I mean, that is right.
Not really. It's not the same. Because if you double that,
Scratch that.
reverse it. I was thinking of the same thing. So, okay, good. We got a good. So
thanks to the guy who did that. If you want to call in and either leave us a message or talk to us directly and tell if you want to explain yourself or you want to talk about anything else, please feel free to go ahead. 319-DUBMIT.
can you tell us where he got it at least?
Me? Yeah. I guess I'll just tell the story. It's not much of a story. It's
Well,
just,
I don't care then.
now you sound like the guy in the elevator from this weekend.
Yeah.
Let's tell that story
Okay.
instead. That's better.
So we were. Oh, let me just redline for a second. We were out of town. We were filming our TV show that will be coming out soon, which we can finally announce on our other program, this one. And we, of course, were in town, and we found out who else was in town with us, as we heard from a little toothless woman. Tramp!
Well, yeah. So first we get there and we're looking for our friend Matt, who's supposed to be helping us.
Yes.
So we're just saying, hey, have you heard if Matt is here yet?
Where's Matt?
Where's Matt? And this,
Champ? Sorry, what?
What?
You looking for Champ?
shrimp?
Tramp.
Trump.
Trump. Are we looking for Trump? He's right across the river. And then in slow motion, everything around me becomes tunnel vision.
Yes.
As I enter panic mode, we slowly turn to see all of MAGA has formed in this little town where we have just happened to need to film for the day.
We need to film for the day in, frankly, we can say it.
Otumwa. Otumwa. Otumwa, my tumwa. I love it here.
So we have to film there, and he is there. Okay?
He's there, which explains why, as I was driving in, I was like, it seems so busy here. Like there's every hotel parking lot is full. The hotel we're supposed to film at.
I didn't notice that. But when we did check in and said, "Okay, could we get a room for this night?" Any other night in this town, no problem. Unless there's some sort of event, Halloween-a-palooza, something that's taking up stuff, and they go, "Well, we were completely full last night," and I'm just like, "What?"
Right.
So we find out, of course, it is because it is time for the man himself, Donald Jr., to speak. Right?
Oh, dumb. I love you.
We can't sell beef. It's peanuts.
So we of course have to deal with some MAGAs, some people that have come to see their man speak, right?
Yes.
And we of course respect all stripes. So we said
Except for them.
yeah. We said let's do our thing, then maybe we can go make fun of them if we have time.
If we have time. Well, unfortunately, we did not have time,
We did
but
not
we
have
were
time.
able to make fun of them, and maybe we'll post a clip about how that happened.
And
But
they did it to themselves.
They did it to themselves, and they always do.
That's the best part. You just simply have to lend either a microphone or a camera and just stand there.
And they will.
And they'll do it to themselves, and we all can go, there it is.
and
but-
then nothing will happen.
No, of course
Because
not.
we're up our own asses.
They're up their own asses. The
And-
world is, we are living on a continental divide of truth. I should write that down.
Write
That'd
that
be
down.
a good
That's
name for
cool.
my book for when I turn conservative.
Yeah.
Continental divide of
They
truth.
took my show off YouTube because they didn't want you to hear.
Hello, darlings. I was thinking they want you to think I'm a sexual pest. Well, I'm not, okay?
In the next couple of days, they're going to be trying to take me down. I promise I didn't do anything.
Oh, the guy who's famous for being a sexual predator?
Of course I did those things, but it's not exactly the way that they want me to think about the thing that they want me to think about.
I wrote 2 bookie books about how I was being a sex pest. And
It's
now they're
true.
going to try to tell you that I was a sex pest.
We can't sell beef. It's peanuts.
Okay, so whatever. So this lady comes up. We're saying, "Where's Matt? Where's Matt?" She says, "Champ."
And we said,
You thought she said shrimp. I thought she said Matt, which was even more confusing. So I thought she knew who we were talking about and knew where he was, which I was scared
It's
for
all-
him and for all of us.
it's funny that we would get to town and be going, where's Trump?
Where's
Trump?
We came all this way for Trump, and we don't need it. Well, that's actually not that surprising, probably.
Yeah, that was probably a lot of clueless. I was told I wouldn't get to meet him, which was a little surprising to me. But we all know that he hates his followers
He hates you.
because we have the sound where I gotta wash my hands. These people are disgusting.
Yep.
They come out of their hellholes and they want to meet me. Just vote for me. Don't meet me. I love a parade.
So, that's the talk of the town, basically. We get in the elevator with one special friend who's like, "Did you hear Trump's in town?" We couldn't get a read on this guy. He just, "Did you hear he's in town?" We're like, yeah. He's like, he's kind of something, isn't he? We're like,
Kind of looks over at us, waiting to hear what our thoughts are.
"Hey, yeah,
Then he goes,
he is something."
well, he goes, that's of course if he even shows up. You never know. The president here in our little town, that'd be something else, huh? I'm like, well, first of all, he's not the president. Second of all, it would be something, but which answer do I give you? Something good? Something
Right.
bad?
Well, and I couldn't tell if he was.
No, but as the way he kept looking over,
Yeah,
like
he was kind of like.
that'd be something pretty interesting. Huh?
He was just waiting for us to put our foot in our mouth one way or the other.
Yeah, I should have just stood up for myself and said,
I love him. So that's fine.
that's fine.
That happened. That one's fine. Then we go eat.
Mm-hmm.
And then we film a little more outside. And I think at this point, the rally, or at least some of the rally goers, decided to be done.
Yep.
So we're outside, and they're driving by once, twice, 3 times the lady.
Drive back and drive by.
They have their flags hanging off their car. They're out hanging out their window. One guy had a truck that was a full body wrap of Trump 2024.
Yep.
Make America Great Again.
I'm proud to be an American
Just driving around in circles,
in a small town.
which is always annoying anyway when you're trying to film something.
Yeah.
But it's especially annoying when you know
Who it is.
who it is. And
But it was dead before.
it was dead before. That's what's really annoying. The
We
whole
said we'll
no
film
traffic
outside.
at all.
Yes. And then the rally gets out, and then there's gators and mopeds and golf carts and the biggest trucks you've ever seen to take people from one end of the street to the other end of the street.
And from 2 wheels up to 6 or 7 wheels.
Just circling around.
vehicles of all shapes and sizes, people of all shapes and sizes, driving the vehicles of all shapes and
Doing
sizes.
what the signs say on their car because they are making us liberals cry again.
Yeah. Yes.
Because we're like, please just stop so we can finish. I got to go home.
I can't be here any longer. And then we'll post a little clip of this because it's fun.
It's funny.
A group of people drive by and are shouting out the window, and we'll post a clip for what happens.
Yes,
'cause
a group
it's
of children.
a group of children because
that's good.
That's fun. Indoctrinating your kids to be very stupid, as you'll see in the clip. But then we're done. We're taking all of our equipment from the room out to our cars. We get in the elevator.
Well, and then we should say this.
Oh, please.
This people. So we wanted to film in front of this hotel. We needed this.
Oh, right.
Let's say this mise en scène, of course. Mm-hmm. But parked right out front of the hotel where there's been no cars before. A huge truck with a big Trump, "Make America
Yeah.
Great" flag. And look, just so half of our listeners that like him and half our listeners that don't. I don't care so much about the flag, just so much as it is going to date the show. I'm used to seeing these stupid flags on people's car. But to have a big Trump 2024, we don't need that in our shot.
No.
So they've parked out front. They've got their big Yeti because I guess Yeti, I don't understand.
Yeah.
So they have a huge American flag, huge Trump flag, probably a "Don't Tread on Me" flag. They've got their big Yeti thing, and it's just parked right out front. So we go, okay, that's great. Then we see this couple go out to get some of their stuff from the car, and it's a couple that we will soon make
Conversation with.
We'll make conversation with them. So, of course, we go in. We need to get on the elevator. We get on the elevator.
The longest way to say we get on the elevator with our equipment. So we have a camera.
Yes.
We have a little audio
And
equipment.
it's packed in there. It's a small elevator for 2 people, let alone 5 or 6 of us.
Yeah.
One person couldn't even fit on, right?
Right.
We left him behind.
We said, sorry, pal.
So we get on.
You're on your own, kid.
It's a man, of course, it's a woman in her nice bedazzled American flag shirt.
Yes.
A man in his nice bedazzled Trump 2024 "Make Liberals Eat Shit Again" hat. And it's all quiet. And then he says, you can play you.
I'll play me. Okay.
What you filming?
Oh, little of this, little of that. Well, we're just making a short film here in town.
Then silence.
Silence for a while.
Very awkward, uncomfortable, because we're just like, yep. Because what else do we say?
Right.
I answered your question. And he goes, well, that's all I needed to know. Didn't really care anyway. Then his wife goes,
George, George, stop.
So I said, "Oh, George," and then looked at the door to the elevator, just waiting for it to open.
And then it did. And of course,
Then we all get out, and they're in our way, and we're in their way, and he knows he's an asshole.
the door opens and I say, "All right, well, you guys have a great day," or something like that.
Yeah.
And they don't say anything.
I did see them again when I was leaving. They were outside with some other guy smoking, and I just made eye contact with. He kind of averted eye contact
Sure.
with me.
I'm
not sure why they had to be me.
Well, it's just
Don't really give a shit anyway. Then why'd you ask?
Why'd
What's-
you
what
ask?
is this?
And it's just kind of the perfect example of exactly who you think the someone is going to be. And I'm not saying all of them are like that. I know we've had fun here today on this podcast saying that they're all idiots and they're all stupid, and they are. But when you behave exactly how I expect you are going to behave, because I wasn't mean. I replayed the conversation in my head a million times. He said, "What are you guys filming today?" I said, "Oh, a little of this, little of that."
And it's also a weird thing where he's asking 6 people, and I'm trying to figure out, is Landon going to answer him because he's standing next to him? Do I answer him?
Sure.
Is someone else going to say something? How much do you explain? Because in my worst nightmare, I tell someone asks you what you're filming, and you go, "Oh, a TV show or whatever," and they go, "Okay, don't care."
Right.
So it's like, okay, you asked, and I told you, and then you don't care.
Yeah.
Which is usually what people are like, oh, okay.
Right. Which is fine. But
Whatever.
just don't say anything then. Let's just ride the elevator in
So,
silence.
oh,
like-
a little this, a little that.
Just a little joke,
Just
just a
making
little-
a short film.
because I clocked his hat also. And I know he wants me to say filming Trump.
Yes.
And I'm not going to
And
say
which
that.
side are you filming him from?
Right.
Are you here to mock he says, "I know the name of your podcast."
He recognizes.
yeah.
He's one of the 50-50 that we have.
Are you here to mock us, or are you on our side? Because he probably wants us to say, "Oh, we actually are with Trump's team." You know, like we got to meet him. He's like, "How is he?"
Is he 215?
Indict the man.
So, of course, we then are all feeling bad. We just got done filming the second to last day of our show that we've been making for several years, and we have just a mean old man. I don't care. And
it's-
why'd you ask? Just
why-
such a weird,
It's just interesting.
so
that's
many
all.
things I wanted to say, and then I was scared to be in a small elevator.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to be the cause of our friends helping us dying.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Because they're, yeah, like you said, I mean, as soon as he said, "Yeah, I don't really care anyway," a trillion responses flashed in my head. And I said, what I said, you know, a lot of people will say, "What I should have said was nothing." In this one instance, that's exactly what I did.
Did you hear me say his name?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I went,
So I said, "Oh, Greg," and I was like, maybe that made it. I was just waiting for my head to get destroyed into
Throttled.
the. Yeah.
"All right, have a good one."
I did want to turn and stone face just go. So what are you guys in town for?
That's what my response was going
Which
to
would have
be.
been great.
Just
but
kind of funny.
I was scared.
Yeah, we're well, we're cowards, and if you stand for the anti-democracy freak, you too are a coward,
But
just in a different way.
yeah, but it was good to kind of, because I really wanted to go to the event, so I think I got a little of that in that elevator that day.
That's what's funny. Can you imagine how little you actually would have done if we went?
'Cause there are people that will go to these events and interview people and kind of do what we just said, which is let them speak and that speaks for itself. But I don't know if we fit in as a sort of neutral. I feel like I might give off, maybe out of even nervousness, that we're kind of here to see what's going on. We're here to observe, much like it's the gathering of the juggalos. I want to
Right.
see what this is all about.
Yeah.
I want to see the parade. Okay? Mm-hmm. I did want to get a shirt or something. I'm sure they had some cool merch.
Oh, awesome merch.
Joe Biden with his head on like a donkey or something. I don't know.
Yeah, just something that you can walk around with Joe Biden on your shirt.
One of those Joe Biden stickers that says "I did this," and you can put it on the gas at the gas station.
And then when it lowers down,
It's still there.
and you're like, oh, cool. Just why does anyone care that much?
About the president?
Yes.
Yeah,
It's
I don't
just
get
so
it.
freaky. Everyone's a freak now. And I have to listen to it all the time, constantly. And I'm sorry that you had to listen to this, folks.
But this was
because,
fun,
well, sure.
and we didn't show our hand politically.
No. I just, we aim to be a reprieve from the modern hustle and bustle of the 24/7
News cycle, or
or
like at Hertz Donut, it says 24 or 25/8.
You're like, what the heck?
That's gonna make me sit there and think longer than I need to.
Yeah.
Just say 24/7.
Yeah.
I don't need 25/8 because then when I go there on Christmas and they're like, "Well, we're closed on Christmas."
Yeah.
It's like, "Well, I'm sorry because you went above and beyond to say you're open more days than there are even."
And more hours than there are even.
And then they say like, well, actually, we're a leap day baby or whatever.
Yeah, they're
It's like, so what does that have to do with this though?
when I'm 40, I'm actually 10. I'm like, okay, well, that you can't just say that and get away with what you're trying to get away with.
Yeah. And please, you cannot do that. Those jokes are not going to fly.
But they will fly in Transylvania. When I turn into a bat.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dracula.
Thank you.
Well, that's been the 50th anniversary.
Sometimes my wife calls me a rat with wings. And other times she... Okay, wait, hold on. Let's back up. Let me just think about this for a second. Sometimes my wife says I look like an ugly rodent with a bad haircut and giant teeth. Other times I turn into a bat.
I've been hearing a lot about all these demon rats around town. I thought I was the only demon rat around town, a bat. But they're talking about Biden supporters.
I like to kid about both sides.
The Republicans and the demon rats. Can't we just have fun in the middle? Like Malcolm. Be more like Malcolm. Mwahaha. Blah. What do you think? Do you think we got another 50 in us? Imagine 50 episodes from now.
I think for the 50th episode, it's going to be a little bit of an extended episode. Just celebrate.
Okay.
And I think if we have time, do we have time?
Okay. I was just trying to wrap it up because of the kind of the rules we've set in place previously, but I'm being told now on the air. You're telling me now for the first time. We're making it a long episode.
Well, I just think it's a special time.
Yeah.
It's a special episode. I think we should finally get to my list of movies.
Oh, okay. Yay.
We're gonna finally get to my list of movies that I wanted to talk about
Okay.
for months, for weeks at least, maybe a month at this point.
Yes.
Oh shoot! Actually, it looks like the.
You're listening to the Prescribed Films Podcast Network, home to hundreds of hours of free podcast entertainment. The shows on this network all have a common goal, providing you with the best discussions about movies and other forms of entertainment media. The PFPN hopes to fill your earholes with audio joy. Visit our website with links to all the other amazing shows at www.thepfpn.com. Thanks for listening.